Welcome to another episode of the Expert Digital AI Podcast, where we deep dive into artificial intelligence, generative AI, and digital transformation.
All right, so you want to dive into AI and blockchain, huh? Buckle up.
Yeah, it could be a wild ride.
It seems like everyone's talking about AI and blockchain separately, but what you're really interested in is how they can work together.
Yeah. And that's what's so fascinating about this whole area. It's like they each have their own strengths.
Right, exactly.
And they kind of fill in the gaps for each other.
This article you sent, demystifying the role of artificial intelligence in blockchain innovation. It's teasing us with the possibilities.
It really is. It's like, let's go beyond the hype, let's uncover what's really going on here.
Exactly. How AI can actually make blockchain even better.
And vice versa. I mean, of course. It's not a one-way street, right?
Totally.
Take blockchain security, for example. I mean, it's known for being incredibly secure.
Right. That's like blockchain 101.
Exactly. But what if we could take that security to, like, the next level?
Okay, now you've got my attention. Next level security.
Yeah.
What an AI bodyguard that never sleeps.
That's a great way to put it. Imagine AI constantly monitoring the blockchain. I'm talking 200 to 4/7. Looking for any suspicious activity.
So it's like having an AI watchdog that's always on the lookout for anything fishy.
Yeah. And it's not just about being on the lookout. This AI, it's learning all the time. It can spot those patterns, those little red flags that even the most sophisticated hackers, they might miss. We're talking about a whole new world of threat detection.
Okay, that's super cool. But what about the data itself? I mean, how can we be sure that the information that's being stored on the blockchain, how can we be sure that's accurate in the first place?
That's where the beauty of AI's data crunching comes in. Let's say we're talking about a supply chain.
Okay.
Basically, a product's journey from the moment it's created to when it lands on your doorstep, right?
Right. From farm to table, factory to phone, you name it.
Exactly. AI can analyze every single data point along that entire journey.
Wow. So every step of the way.
Every single step. From the moment a product leaves the factory to when it arrives at your local store. AI is tracking it. It's like having an AI detective verifying every step of the journey.
Okay, that would be huge for so many industries. I'm thinking food, pharmaceuticals, anywhere. Knowing the origin and handling of a product is like mission critical.
Exactly. And this is just scratching the surface, really. We're talking about AI helping blockchain tackle its scalability problem.
Okay, hold on, rewind. Scalability problem. For those of us who need a little refresher, what does that even mean in the context of blockchain?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
So scalability, it basically refers to a blockchain network's ability to handle more and more transactions.
Right, like as it grows, right?
Right, as it grows without like slowing down or becoming super expensive to even use.
Because right now, that's one of the big criticisms of blockchain, right?
Exactly. It's been a major roadblock to like wider adoption.
So how does AI come in and save the day? Give me the nitty gritty. How does this actually work?
Remember when we were talking about consensus mechanisms earlier?
Vaguely. Remind me.
So it's basically how all the different computers on a blockchain network agree on which transactions are legit, which ones are valid, and which ones are not.
Okay, so it's like a digital roundtable, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to come to a consensus before anything gets added to, like the official ledger.
Exactly. Now, imagine AI stepping in to streamline that whole process. It's like
an AI facilitator.
Yes, exactly. AI can analyze all the past transaction data, identify patterns, and predict which transactions are probably going to be valid.
So it's basically using the power of prediction to speed things up.
Yes, and make it more efficient.
Okay, so instead of waiting for this whole committee to deliberate, you've got AI making those decisions in a fraction of a second.
Potentially, yeah.
That would certainly speed things up. This article you sent actually mentioned AI optimizing something called proof of stake. If I remember correctly, that's a type of consensus mechanism.
Absolutely. And it's a popular one. In a proof of stake system, users, they stake their cryptocurrency to validate transactions.
Okay, so the more they stake, the more say they have in the process, right?
Exactly. The more they stake, the more likely they are to be chosen to validate a block and earn rewards. And this is where AI steps in, right? It can analyze all sorts of factors, like a user's transaction history, how much they've staked, even their overall engagement with the network.
So AI is like, I'm watching you, I'm seeing what you're doing, and I'm going to make a judgment call based on all of this data.
Exactly. And that helps make the selection of validators way more efficient and potentially even more secure.
Okay, I'm starting to see how AI could really supercharge blockchain. But let's get down to, like, the so what factor. How is this going to impact us in the real world? Like, are we talking self-driving cars powered by the blockchain, robot assistants managing our crypto portfolios?
Those are fun to think about.
Right.
But let's start with something a bit closer to home. Smart contracts.
Okay, smart contracts. We've all heard the term, but honestly, I think a lot of us are still a little fuzzy on what they actually are and how they work.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the jargon, right?
Totally.
So essentially, a smart contract is like a self-executing contract. It's written in code and stored on the blockchain. Think of it like a vending machine.
Okay.
But for agreements.
Instead of needing, like, a lawyer or a middleman, the contract itself just automatically enforces, like, the rules that are baked into its code.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, that sounds incredibly efficient, but how does that actually work in practice? Like, give me an example.
Sure. So let's say you're renting a car.
Okay.
A smart contract could automatically verify your identity, check your driving history, and even process your payment, all without a human being involved at any point.
Wow.
And then, once those conditions are met, the car could even unlock for you remotely.
Okay, talk about a seamless experience. And I guess because it's all on the blockchain, there's a permanent, like, tamper-proof record of every step in that agreement.
100%. But here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine combining that power of smart contracts with, like, the intelligence of AI.
Okay, yeah.
Remember we were talking about AI's ability to, like, analyze data and make decisions?
Yeah, like an AI detective, verifying every shipment in a supply chain, or an AI expert, optimizing blockchain consensus. So are you saying we can have those AI smarts, like, baked into the contracts themselves?
Exactly. We can take those smart contracts from being these, like, static agreements to these dynamic, responsive agreements that can actually adapt to, like, real-world conditions.
Okay, so give me an example. Like, how would that work with, like, my car rental?
Okay, so let's stick with that car rental. Imagine an AI-powered smart contract that adjusts your rental rate based on, let's say, real-time traffic data.
Okay, so if I get stuck in rush hour traffic, I'm not, like, penalized with a higher rate for taking longer to return the car.
Exactly. Or let's say you decide to extend your rental for another day. The AI could automatically renegotiate the terms of the contract, like, based on your usage and, current demand.
It sounds like AI could really help, like, eliminate a lot of the friction that we experience with these traditional contracts. Like, no more haggling, no more disputes, just these, like, clear, adaptable agreements that, like, benefit everyone involved.
Exactly. And it's not even just about efficiency and, like, convenience. AI can actually make these smart contracts more fair, more equitable. Let's say you're entering into a business agreement and the terms are dependent on, like, future market conditions.
Okay.
An AI-powered smart contract could continuously monitor those conditions and automatically adjust the terms to make sure that both parties are, getting a fair deal, even if those conditions change in a way that nobody expected.
Okay, I am sold on AI-powered smart contracts. But I also remember you mentioning dApps earlier. How would AI impact, like, the world of decentralized applications?
Oh, yeah. So remember how we talked about dApps as, like, the next generation of applications? More secure, more transparent, and, like, you're in control, not some big corporation.
Right. They're basically applications that are built on top of blockchain technology, right? So is AI, like, the secret sauce that's going to make those dApps even more powerful and more user-friendly?
Exactly. Think about it. Let's say you're using a dApp for managing your personal health data. AI could be analyzing that data to give you personalized fitness recommendations. Maybe it can spot early warning signs for potential health issues. It could even connect you with doctors or specialists who, really fit your needs.
It's like having a, like, personalized health coach right in your pocket, powered by AI and secured by blockchain.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And because it's a dApp, you're in complete control of your data. You decide who has access to it and what they can use it for.
Talk about taking control of your health. But we have to acknowledge, like, the elephant in the room here, right? We've been gushing about, like, all the amazing potential of AI and blockchain, but what about the potential downsides? Like, the article you sent, it touched on a few concerns, and I think it's important to unpack those a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement of these emerging technologies, but we've got to approach them with a little bit of caution, right?
Right.
One of the biggest challenges with AI and blockchain is making sure that everything's transparent and accountable.
Okay. Transparency and accountability, those seem pretty crucial, especially when we're talking about things like, financial transactions, healthcare data, and self-executing contracts. So how do we actually address those concerns? Like, what are the solutions here?
So with AI, there's this thing called the black box problem.
Black box problem.
Yeah. And it's basically where even the developers of an AI algorithm, they might not totally understand how it's making its decisions.
So we could have these like incredibly powerful AI systems making decisions that impact our lives, but we don't even fully understand like the reasoning behind those decisions.
Yeah, it can feel a little bit like magic, right?
It's a little unnerving, to be honest.
It's a valid concern. It's a valid concern. And that's why there's this like growing movement towards something called explainable AI.
Explainable AI.
Yeah. And the idea is to create AI systems that can give us clear, understandable explanations for their decisions.
Okay, so instead of just getting like a yes or no answer, you also get like a step-by-step breakdown of all the factors that went into that decision.
Exactly. Think of it like getting a receipt. It's like a receipt, but it breaks down every ingredient and calculation that went into baking a cake. It allows us to have way more transparency and accountability.
That makes a lot of sense. So explainable AI is like one piece of the puzzle. What about the accountability aspect? How do we make sure that these AI systems are actually held accountable for the decisions that they're making?
That's where blockchain comes in. Remember how we were talking about blockchain as this immutable ledger? Like once something's on there, it's on there for good.
Right. You can't tamper with it.
Exactly. Imagine using that ledger to track every single decision made by an AI system within a blockchain network.
So it's like having a permanent record of every move the AI makes, so it's much harder to hide any, like, shady business if something goes wrong.
Exactly. And if something does go wrong, we can always go back, retrace the AI steps. Like, why did it make this decision? What factors did it take into account? And then, ideally, we can prevent it from happening again.
It's like having a digital trail of breadcrumbs that we can follow to understand how an AI arrived at a particular decision. That's a really powerful tool for ensuring accountability, especially in applications like finance or healthcare, where the stakes are so high.
Right. And let's not forget about another big concern with AI. We've got to talk about bias.
Oh, right. Because algorithms are only as good as the data they're trained on.
Exactly.
So if that data reflects existing biases in the real world, the AI is just going to perpetuate those biases.
It's going to learn those patterns.
Which could lead to really unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
Absolutely.
It's like if you're teaching a child to recognize patterns based on like a limited set of examples.
Okay.
Like if you only show them pictures of red apples, they might incorrectly assume that all apples are red, right?
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. And that's why it's so important to train these AI algorithms on data sets that are really diverse and representative.
Okay.
And to constantly be monitoring them for any signs of bias. And this is where blockchain can actually play a really important role.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. How does blockchain help mitigate bias in AI?
So imagine a future, right, where all the data used to train AI algorithms is stored and managed on a blockchain.
Okay.
This would allow anyone to like audit the data, identify potential biases, and even contribute their own data to help make the algorithms more fair.
So it's like crowdsourcing fairness in AI by creating this like transparent, auditable record of the data that's being used.
Exactly.
I like that. But let's be real. Implementing these safeguards, it's not going to be easy, right?
No.
We're talking about changing the way we develop and deploy AI potentially on a global scale.
Yeah. I mean, it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. But I'm optimistic. The fact that we're having these conversations, the fact that we're thinking critically about these risks and actually working towards solutions, that's huge.
Right.
And I do believe that AI and blockchain together have this incredible potential to make things better, make things fairer.
It's like we're standing on the edge of like this technological frontier. And yeah, there are definitely risks. There are unknowns.
For sure.
But there's also this immense potential for positive change. What an exciting time to be alive.
I know, right? It really is. And if I could leave our listener with just one thought, just one, it'd be stay curious. Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and really dig deeper into this stuff.
I love that.
The world of AI and blockchain, it's constantly evolving.
It's only changing, yeah.
What we think we know today, it could be totally different tomorrow.
Embrace the unknown and never stop exploring. While this deep dive has been amazing, we covered so much. AI bodyguards protecting our data, AI-powered smart contracts that could totally revolutionize how we do business, It's mind-blowing.
It's been so fun exploring all of this with you.
The pleasure was all mine. And to our amazing listener, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to learn even more about the incredible world of AI and blockchain. Until next time, keep exploring and keep those questions coming.